Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and we are here with the brand new content drop for SD Gundam G Generation Eternal. We've got the Stardust Memory event, and then the new banner featuring GP02 as well as Char Zaku II from the Origin. So I'm going to break down both the units and the pilots, and then talk about whether or not you should be excited to summon on this one, or maybe you should save up your diamonds for a more impactful release. So, like the video if you like this sort of content, subscribe if you want to see more Gundam G Generation Eternal, and yeah, maybe even check the links in the description for my other quadrants of Universe X. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's actually hop right over to the banner so we can break down the new units and the pilots. So the first thing we have here is the Gundam GP02A EX. He is a support type, and that's pretty cool. Now, first we're just going to look at his abilities. The abilities increased max energy level 3. That's pretty cool. Increased defense by, so it increases defense by 5%. And we got the critical damage boost. So that's interesting. I mean, he's going to be a little bit beefier. He's going to have increased critical damage, more energy, which is always going to be great on the support type units. And then we get over to here. Now, we've got the atomic bazooka as a map attack, and that is pretty awesome, right? Just a pretty huge splash damage. So once you hit somebody with this, you're hitting a lot of people with this, and it's got some good damage as well. So you know what, we're not mad at that. We're not mad at that. Of course, it is kind of it's a bummer to see Beam Saber in a 60mm Vulcan gun to not have any effects whatsoever. That is kind of a bummer. But once we get to the Beam Saber EX, it's just absolute hit as per usual. Weapon attribute damage reduction null, yeah. And then damage taken from physical weapons by up to 35% on the enemy turn. So this is actually really interesting in the fact that it's going to pair very, very well with certain guys. Like basically, if you put this next to Exia, Exia's gonna have a field day with this. Same with Striker. They're both gonna be able to deal some physical damage and then have this really push some damage through. So that's pretty cool. And then over here you've got Atomic Bazooka, and this is the defense down 25%. So if you hit somebody with of course just the EX skill right here, Beam Saber EX, and then the Atomic Bazooka, or vice versa, when you hit the support attack, you're going to be able to get off some pretty good physical damage. So that's pretty cool. Nothing about this unit screams must-have to me, but I do like that it pairs up with some of my favorite units. Now, going over to Anavel Gato, this is where I need to see something get picked up. So he's a double supporter. We always love those. On top of double supporting, he's got the lock-on level 2, so he can't miss, and then he's got a save energy, so he's going to reduce energy consumption, but he's also going to be able to restore his energy. This guy is meant to sit here and be on the board for quite some time. We dig that. And then looking at his skills here, we've got the support attack / counter support level 5. So he's going to reduce his own energy consumption by 25%, increase range level 5, so increases range by 25%, and that's pretty cool. And then EX character ability is support attack, counter +1 times, and then Zeon. So just having the Zeon tag is going to allow him to pilot quite a few units, which is going to be awesome. But I am not quite seeing, quite yet, why I would want this unit over, or this pilot over Paptimus Sirocco. So that's going to be kind of my deal. Then going over to the next unit we have here, the non-limited, you have got the you got Char Zaku II from the Origin, and right now, just going over his moves, you've got Kick, and that actually has, okay, so we got Kick, and the closer you are to your enemy, the greater weapon power damage increases to 12%. So that's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. I'm actually digging that. And then after Kick, of course, we've just got the Mobile Suit Bazooka type A2, and then we've got the Mobile Suit Anti-Ship Rifle, so just two damaging with different ranges. But then we got the Mobile Suit Anti-Ship Rifle EX, and this is going to be absolute hit, just saying the higher your remaining HP is, the greater the weapon power increases. So, okay. Once again, I'm not really seeing too much on this banner, but maybe the skills will bring it back. We've got increased attack. We've got HP conditions. When HP is full, increase own attack by 30%. Okay. And then increase mobility. So he's going to actually probably hit like a truck, but maybe not as hard as some of the limited units. That's kind of rough. One thing I do want to see is his max limit break animation real quick. Alright. He's just flying. That's actually pretty cool. I like the effects actually on the back end right there. So that's actually pretty tight. Now, I do actually, well, the supporter. You know what? And 25% for test type. Test type. Okay, we're gonna have to look at that in a second. Real quick, let me look at GP02's max limit break animation real quick. Okay, now that is insane. That looks incredibly good. That looks great. Actually, hold up. My bad. Green screen out here being silly. So anywho, that looks actually really wonderful. Next, the only thing I'm gonna do here is go over here and check out Char, and then we'll look at the support. So Char right here is, of course, an attack type. He's going to have his attack burst. Okay, when fight increases damage dealt to enemies by 20% for 1 turn. That's awesome. Level 4 is pretty good. Boost range is going to be great. Hit harder, and then, you know, not be hit at all. And he's got sway level 1. So actually, he's going to be pretty good at dealing lots of damage and trying not to get hit himself. And I dig that. And then going over here, we have increased damage dealt. And then we have new type level 4, and then we have a specialized unit and Mobile Suit Gundam the Origin. Okay. That looks a little narrow. I hope that's like you can do just a couple different things. But I do really like the amount of damage it looks like this pilot and this mobile suit will give away. Now, looking at this, the last thing I want to see here is that we do have test type. And I just want to see what the effect target is for test type, whether they're thinking here. Okay, so basically a lot of the ults, which were never seen in like a show. Yeah, that makes sense. The Muramasa, that makes sense because it is a test type. Okay, so anything that was experimental. We got G-Quux on there, but we don't have the Red Gundam. That's very interesting. All right, so that's pretty cool. And GP02. GP01 should be on there, right? I think that's GP01 as the free unit. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna do a quick summon just to see if we can get lucky enough to pull anything. This is kind of a skip banner for me, so I'm not gonna be going hard on this one. We're just gonna summon. We got a downloading though. Hold up. hold on, guys. What are we getting in here? What are we getting in here? Okay, we got one UR. Alright, GM. Okay, Genus. Alright, Gundam GQ. We're racking up some of those points because we can move that one out. Alright, G Donuts. What's up? Now what are we gonna get? Here? Alright, so we got Char. Not the limited, but we got Char. Alright, so I mean, look, we got a showcase for you guys. We're here for it. Oh, Gundam F90. I think that's new for me, right? No, it's not. But we do have Char. So that's cool. 1 summon and 1 new unit. I'm okay with that. So, yeah. That's pretty much cool. We will be able to at least put Char through his rounds. I might summon maybe once or twice just to see if we can get anything else. But realistically, that's pretty much all we got right now. So the question that I know that everybody wants to ask is this banner worth summoning on? And what I'm going to say right here is that I think that this could be a very easy skip. I don't think that either of these units are breaking the game or causing an impact like the other ones did. Let's go into some of these, right? When you look at these people, like these pilots, right? Look at Char, and we already just went over that. Char's got the most important parts is he's got attack burst level 4, he's got sway, and he's got boost range. So some survivability, increased range, and increased damage. And then on top of that, he's also going to be able to have the new type level 4 and the increased damage dealt level 3. Now, granted, new type level 4 is going to be good. Increase own awakening and reaction by 20% is a flat out speed increase in PvP. So this may be a character that actually goes pretty hard in PvP. But for now, in PvE, comparing him to somebody like the likes of Camille, you have the high speed level 1, which is decent, and then you have the boost critical rate by 50%, allowing this guy to hit like a truck, and then you have the HP repair level 4, allowing him to have more survivability. So personally, I like Camille a little bit more as a pilot than Char. The main difference though is the EX character ability. Oh, he has also a stronger new type awakening. He has new type level 5, so he has that as well. And then he, of course, is increasing his own damage. You got EX character ability, like the only hits AU, whereas Char has an even more limited effect. So I'm already liking Camille more than I like Char as a pilot. And then when it comes to their units, we've already been over Char Zaku, right? But on top of Char Zaku, this guy is just damage on damage on damage. Like, the Hyper Mega Launcher is pretty cool, just increases critical damage by 20% when it hits, but you also have this, and the higher your minion HP is, the higher your weapon power increases. So this is going to be a pretty much sweep. And granted, we're looking at a limited unit versus a not limited unit, but you can't not draw the comparisons between a support and an attack when a support and attack just dropped before. Now, when it comes to the supporters, right, we already saw that Gato is interesting. He's doing more damage, but when it comes to Paptimus, I still think Paptimus is one of the best supporters that we've had, period. He is going to be limited by Titans right here, instead of being able to just be on any Xeon, but he's also got new type level 4, which is going to be great for the speed. And then on top of that, he's increasing his attack by 20% whenever he supports. That is insane. This guy tears through people like a DPS. On top of that, he's able to force his tension. He's also got boost range, and he can charge his energy. So when it comes to pilots and the suits, I actually do think that we kind of get the dub on the last banner. I think this banner might just easily be a skip. I also do want to point out that because he is not increasing awakening and reaction time as a new type, he is going to be slower in PvP, meaning you have to worry about, you know, just getting outsped and destroyed. But that being said, I think that obviously we have to make the disclaimer that you pull on the banners that you want to pull on no matter what, right? I personally think this is a very skippable banner. On top of that, as cool as it is to have this here and be able to have the HP restoration, the tag test type is a little funky to me. You know why? Because from what I can see on this test type tag, none of the guys that are like generally, the test types are only going to be the very beginning, like the what if units that didn't get released, or they're going to be the very beginning of a certain series. Like, for instance, a perfected Strike Freedom is not a test type. He's already been there, right? So he would never make it on a list like this. So does that mean that if you have your favorite unit from your favorite anime, he's not going to be on this, or it's not going to be on this list because it's a perfected unit, it's not a test type? Will Wing Zero Custom be on this list? I don't think so. Double O Riser, maybe. It's a double D, it's a double G in drive, so maybe they will slip it on this banner, but it has an equal chance of not being here because it's the pinnacle of that. Quant will not be on here, you know what I mean? So I feel a little weird about this. Either way, let me know in the comments if you guys think this is a skip or not. I personally will probably put maybe one more summon on here to see if I can get GP02. But other than that, we're walking away from this banner with just the Char. And that's pretty cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this. I'm going to be back at a later time with more Eternal Road stages. I'm going to be back here with just the boss fights for the current event stage we have going on for Stardust Memory. There's gonna be a lot more content coming out, and we're gonna break down this entire drop, so I hope you guys are ready for it. Hopefully you guys did well in your PvP. I hope that we get this back. I got into the top of the Master League, so that was pretty cool there just for the title and whatnot. But yeah, having a good time with this game. I hope they give us more diamonds and slow down the banner creep just a little bit. But that being said, I hope you guys have a great time. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more Gundam G Generation Eternal content. And yeah, check out the links for all the other quadrants of Universe X. I'll see you next time.